king of cards, with holes in his socks. Leaping onto the carousel horse at full gallop, he reached for the gold ring of stardom and caught it. That, perhaps, was his greatest sleight-of-hand trick, as we shall see. What exactly did he do that so excited the world's imagination? What razzle-dazzle fixed the name Houdini in the public memory so firmly that it is still remembered today, more than 80 years after his final disappearing act? Watch him. Tightly strapped and buckled into a canvas straitjacket designed to restrain the violently insane, he is being raised by his ankles to dangle like a fish from the cornice of a tall building. He wriggles free as adroitly as a moth emerges from a cocoon. The crowd cheers. Can nothing hold the great escape artist? After recrowning himself the king of handcuffs, a defiant Houdini is being shackled at the wrists and ankles. He is quickly nailed inside a wooden packing case and thrown into the untidy waters of New York Harbor. Moments later, he splashes to the surface, rattling aloft the police jewelry. He has escaped the inescapable. The skeptics are befuddled. The man must have supernatural powers. Equally confounding is his trademark Indian needle trick. Apparently swallowing thread and 100 to 150 sewing needles, he extracts the needles from his lips to dangle and flash in the spotlight, each one threaded. Impossible. Was the devil at work here? Does it need to be said that anyone who lacks the secret of trying to thread needles with the tonsils had better first make a reservation at the nearest emergency room? As a devout magician, I am able to reveal only that I may not reveal Houdini's secrets. Just as nature abhors a vacuum, a gap in the logical mind needs to be filled. Forgetting that magic tricks are designed to defy logic, the dumbfounded rush in with nonsensical explanations to plug the vacuum. As Houdini's fame expanded, so did the absurdities. If Houdini wasn't in league with old Splitfoot, perhaps he could shrink himself like a cheap suit of clothes to allow chains and handcuffs to drop off. Even better, maybe he could dematerialize himself, like so much fog to slip through the bars of a jail. So insisted Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, author of the Sherlock Holmes stories. These exposés were harmless enough, and Houdini must have smiled to himself, for he knew how his tricks were really done. At the same time, the faux secrets were demeaning, for they dismissed the magician's hard-won sleight-of-hand skills and mastery of the arts of fooling the socks off people. Houdini was the grand guru of magic. He didn't need the unseen assistance of sprites, spirits, and imps. It is said that you know you are truly famous when the deranged imagine that they are you. Once Houdini's exploits blazed across newspaper headlines, the opportunists, the cunning, the nutcases, and the jealous emerged like theatrical chameleons. The imitators not only parted their hair in the middle, as did the escape artist, they mimicked his style of dress and his billing. There were more self-crowned kings of handcuffs before the footlights than in all the royal houses of Europe, 100 in England alone. To Harry's great annoyance, these pests tried to counterfeit his name, coming up with such worshipful thefts as Houdini, as in W-H-O, Udini, and Hardini. Women, too, tried to get into the act. Most nettlesome was a Miss Undina in Germany, whose name, when pronounced, sounded close to the original. He had to sue to get her and her copycat tricks out of the escape business. And where a heavily manacled Houdini had had himself photographed in his underwear, an imitator named Miss Lincoln had herself photographed in a racy costume that could pass as knee-length bloomers. But not even the curves and black stockings of that distaff queen of handcuffs were a match for Harry's commanding footlight razzmatazz. His strategy was to trump his imitators with ever more daring and death-defying feats of mystification. It was this battle for supremacy that inspired one of the most dangerous illusions, the awesome